often in different ways. And
Jane Chu found that people are empowered by engaging in the arts.
the ability to imagine.
Such a beautiful day today. It is. What a great opportunity to be here. I know. It's lovely to be here. Thank you so much. Hi, Jane. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for letting me join you.
Thank you for being here. As a woman leader experienced in the arts, what sticks with you?
Well, it's been a real treat to have the opportunity to lead in the arts because the arts are thriving everywhere and there's so many different ways that people can participate in the arts. So what sticks with me is that there really is something for everybody, but everybody comes to participate in the arts often in different ways, and that's a good thing.
And in what ways are the arts thriving?
We're very used to seeing the arts thriving in wonderful performances and exhibitions, and those are still taking place. But we also see the arts in connection with healing and connected to even non-arts areas. For example, I remember seeing a kindergarten class of 25 kindergarten kids, and 23 of them did not speak English. And the arts came in to teach a science class, and they got the subject matter instantly. To be able to learn through the arts gives them a more instant recognition of the subject matter. That's very rewarding to see.
Why is female presence in the arts important?
Well, it's very important because it really demonstrates a role model for other women leaders. And if you look at the simple calculation of the United States population, it's about 50.8% women. So as we're developing leaders in the arts, we want to have a leadership makeup that represents what our communities are, because that's what we're here to do, is to express ourselves, be leaders, and serve our communities. So that's one way to slice and dice it. But as you look across the nation, there is starting to be a burgeoning groundswell of people recognizing the importance of women leaders in the arts. And I can think of several examples that are happening across the nation, including right here in Santa Fe with the Santa Fe Pro Musica. Their focus on women leadership initiative, their focus on making sure that they're recognizing women who are distinctive enough that they might be role models for others, as well as creating that environment for where women can say, wait a minute, it is okay, and I do have characteristics within myself that are ready to go for women leaders.
You are an artist yourself. How does that experience inform your idea of empowerment in the arts world?
Right now I'm doing a lot of drawing. So when I think about my own drawing, I take a blank piece of paper, I do a lot of pen and ink drawings, and there's nothing on there. And I already envision in my mind what that drawing can look like. So there's a lot of similarity into leadership also, because when you lead, sometimes you don't know where the path is, but when you've got an artist or a creator, it doesn't matter. In fact, it's exciting to think that there are fewer restrictions, and that the world, you've got a blank canvas, and that the world is at your fingertips to create a path that may or may not have been in the past. So being in the arts and keeping up with my own creativity allows me to keep up with that mindset.
You spoke about art, that art can create connections between people. Can you explain that a little bit more?
What's so great about the arts is that often those connections bring people together who aren't alike. And you find out that because of those connections, the diversity of different perspectives, different cultures can be celebrated. When you are creating in the arts, there are moments where you are suspending judgment about how things should be. And that's what's so great about the arts, because things can be solved. Those old, tired problems where you can be stuck can be solved in new ways when you get to imagine what a new way of being and saying it doesn't have to be the way it's done before.
What would you say to other women to encourage them?
I would say give yourself permission, for sure, to know it's okay, and give yourself permission to know that the qualities that are already within you can be used as leadership. The arts give us a creative outlet to develop that even more, and you can be very proud of what's already within you.
And why did you choose the arts to work in, and how did it choose you?
I felt like it did choose me, so that's a wonderful question. My parents are from China, and I was born in Oklahoma, and I grew up in Arkansas. So I've grown up always navigating through multiple perspectives at the same time, whereas my daily life and my daily school life was all about things like, eating mashed potatoes and corn dogs, and at the same time I had another perspective of my life, which was all about mung beans and bok choy. And so learning how to navigate the different perspectives and the different cultures not only was something that I've grown up with right from the beginning, but it made me understand that it's totally possible to do. So the arts, when my father died when I was 9 as a child, I really didn't have enough words to express as a 9-year-old my grief over the loss of a parent. Maybe most 9-year-olds don't have that full vocabulary, but the arts, because I was taking piano lessons and I was taking drawing lessons and I participated in choirs and things like that, but the arts gave me a vocabulary set that could transcend the use of linear everyday conversation. So I had far more of a vocabulary than I actually realized at the time. I stuck with the arts because it made me feel like I belong. I stuck with the arts because as I grew, I became even more interested in it, even more activities, because I could find a way to communicate not only how I felt, but communicate with others as well. The thing that's so great about the arts is that when you communicate your own expression through the arts, you're also incorporating your heart. And that's very important because you're incorporating your whole self. And when you are helping others thrive by creating an environment where the arts can thrive and they can be connected to the arts in their own ways, you're helping them express their own hearts as well. Because we live to have a meaningful life, and the arts can provide that for us.
You speak of arts as a form of communication and even a way to dream or imagine. Why is that important for people?
Because we all want and deserve to have our identities recognized, and to be able to also see that our lives are not just what somebody else has created for us, but we can build upon that and imagine. The one thing that no one can ever take away from us is the ability to imagine and the ability to dream. And because the arts give us such a creative outlet to do that, and the more we involve ourselves in the arts, each in our own ways, the more we can dream further and make something even better in our lives.